Doing well. Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Today we're going to talk about Terrence Howard. Apparently, Terrence Howard has taken on all of Hollywood. He is risking getting blackballed right now because he is fighting over his salary. He feels that he was not paid properly during the show Empire. And I'm not going to argue with him. I'm just going to talk about the facts and what I am seeing here and give you an assessment of how economics and money plays a part in the way Hollywood controls black people. So we're going to break this down for you. I'm going to tear it up in little pieces and kind of hopefully we can walk away smarter black people when we're done. So get comfortable, buckle up a seatbelt. We're going to get started on drboycetv.com right now.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm, great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to co-sign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I hope you guys are doing well. Give me a yes. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Can I get a quick yes to let me know you can hear me? Also, shout out the city you're from, and let me know that you're B1 on this platform. We are B1. That means we're black first, and we don't apologize for that. Hello, Albert Robinson. Tila, is that Tia or Tila? Pritchard. Kim Clark out of Indiana. I see Societe, something. I can't see your full name. My name is Corey. What's going on, brother? Christina, Tara Redmond, Young Deity. Good to see you. We met in Seattle. Okay, Terrence is very stupid. Oh, you met Terrence in Seattle. Oh, okay, yeah. He seems like a smart guy. It's kind of interesting, right? Latisa and also Mike and Mark Dwayne. I see you. And Kashif Cole. Very good to see you too. Very fortunate to have you, Doc. Well, I'm very fortunate to have you as well. So thank you very much for those kind words. All right. So did y'all hear? Give me a yes or no if you heard about this lawsuit with Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard is apparently suing Creative Arts Agency, which is it basically Creative Arts Agency, from what I understand, is just big money, big power. It's a big deal. It's a big deal that he is taking on Hollywood in this way. It's kind of crazy. It's probably got a lot of his friends shaking in their boots. And I'll tell you what, it really says a lot. Now, again, I'm not here to judge the merits of the suit. I don't know what they owe him or what they don't owe him. Sometimes Hollywood actors have a legit gripe. Sometimes they just, it's like, I got 5 million, but I really wanted 10 and, whatever. Right. So who am I to judge whether or not somebody deserves 5 million to $10 million? I think that's a hard calculation. However, I do like Terrence Howard as an actor. And I think that he is a guy who is very talented. And I think he's a person who deserves to get, big money for his work because it's extremely good. All right. So let me read some of the bullet point facts about this lawsuit. Hit the thumbs up button as I do that, please. And also don't forget this podcast is on Spotify. I just did another episode of my Spotify podcast, one of which is called How to Make Money Without Working. So if you want to go, just look up How to Make Money Without Working. Look up Boyce Watkins. You can find my podcast on Spotify. All right. So here is the lawsuit. Basically, Terrence Howard filed a lawsuit against Creative Arts Agency LLC alleging fraudulent conduct by the agency. So the allegations are that he claims the CAA fraudulently convinced him to accept less money for his role in the hit television show Empire. I'd be curious to know about the details. How did they fraudulently convince you to accept less money? What happened there? Did they tell you that there wasn't enough money available? Did they tell you that they didn't have it in the budget? Did they, what went on with that? I'd be curious to know how somebody made you take less money. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just curious. Breach of fiduciary duty. Howard is suing CAA for breach of fiduciary duty. Fiduciary duty is where somebody's supposed to represent you. They're supposed to represent your interests. He's claiming that they did not do that, asserting that the agency failed to act in his best interest. And I think it's because they represented both sides of the transaction or something. I think that might have been part of it. Salary dispute. The actor accused CAA of urging him to accept a salary below the industry standard during his time on the show Empire. The impact on the Empire role. The lawsuit suggests that Howard's compensation for his role in Empire was negatively affected by CAA's actions. He claims underpayment. Howard alleges that he was underpaid for his work in Empire. The civil suit was filed by Howard. It focuses on breach of fiduciary duty. I already mentioned that. And also, so he's basically saying I didn't get enough money and y'all did me dirty. Y'all convinced me to take less money. You did not represent me properly. Now, how many of you think that this is a good lawsuit? I'm going to read a quote here. Give me a yes or no if you agree. If you think, describe in one word how you feel about this lawsuit, and then I'm going to tell you why I'm talking about it, why it matters. Because as you guys know, I had you all. Well, I've mentioned this before in the Black Business School. I had the students read a book called An Empire of Their Own, How the Jews Invented Hollywood. I have a copy of the book right in the other room. I have a copy on my Kindle. It's a fascinating book about where Hollywood came from. Again, it's not anti-Semitic. I ain't into like anti-nothing. I'm not trying to be anti-nothing. I like to learn. I like to learn from the best. Like if you want to learn how to play basketball, you should study Michael Jordan. If you want to learn how to play football, maybe you should study Deion Sanders. If you want to learn how to build an empire, go study the Jewish community. They have, I don't care what they say. I don't care how many times they act like they had nothing to do with Kanye getting shut down. But the reality is that they use their economic power in a very effective way. They incorporate it into their culture. I've mentioned in my book, I have a new book out. It's an Amazon bestseller. I hope you'll take a look at it. It's called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. And basically what my goal is as a finance professor is to convince B1 people to be smarter than the Jewish community, smarter than the Asian community, smarter than the Arab community, smarter than white folks when it comes to our economic culture. And all this book is all about culture. It's all about like, what does a wealthy family do when they raise their kids? What kind of education do they get? How do they talk to their kids? What sorts of things do they do with their family? And the Jewish community is a great template for that. They're just damn good at that. And CAA, Creative Arts Agency, is an outpouring of their collective effort to create opportunities for themselves and for their children by building this place called Hollywood that did not exist. Right. So CAA came out of that. They talk about the development, the building of CAA in that book. That's why I want y'all reading the book. Okay. So feel free to go grab a copy. I think you're going to like it. Anyway. So here's the deal. All right. So Terrence Howard is suing. I don't know about the merits of the suit. So if you want me to tell you if I think he's going to win or lose, I'm not your guy. If you want me to tell you if I think Terrence is a good guy or a bad guy, I'm not your guy for that either. I cheer for black people in the movie. In all movies, I cheer for the black guy. So I hope Terrence gets all the money that he deserves. But here's what's interesting. One quote that Terrence shared is, he said, despite this feeling of trust, it will be years later. Oh, wait, sorry, this is not Terrence. This is according to the lawsuit. Despite this feeling of trust, it will be years later that Terrence would discover that CAA placed their own financial interests as well as the interests of the production companies they represented ahead of his own. Although Howard, who appeared at a news conference on Friday with his attorney to announce the suit, knew that CAA was packaging the project and receiving a fee, he was unaware of the conflicts of interest CAA was faced with by not only having their own financial interests incorporated into the project, but in also representing the actors and production companies, the suit said. While the producers want to keep the top line production budget as low as reasonably possible, actors want to be paid maximum value for their work. So it sounds to me like what Terrence is saying here is that you are representing the studios, and the studios want to keep the cost down. The studios want to pay as little as possible, but you're also representing me. And my goal is to get as much money as possible. Me and the actors, we want to maximize our pay, so you can't play both sides of the fence. I think that's a legitimate gripe. I think the bigger question might become, why did you allow that then? It's not like did they hide that from you? Did they pretend like they don't represent the studio? Or did they say, look, we got a project, we're packaging all this together, we're inviting you to be a part of this, here's what you can get paid? I don't know. Again, I don't know. I'm not saying this is one way or the other. I'd be curious to know what the courts say. So Howard 54 seeks unspecified compensatory damages. Empire had a debut pilot that reached nearly 10 million viewers, marking Fox's highest rated debut in 3 years. The suit states, as a result, Empire was an instant success, not only exceeding the network's viewership expectations, but also bringing in significant praise by critics throughout the entertainment industry. Blah, 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 la, 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 la. Okay, so now we know the gist of the lawsuit. It looks like Terrence is basically saying, I did not get my fair share. I think this is probably pretty bold. I don't know how often Hollywood actors sue powerful agencies like CAA. I'm gonna tell you what. CAA is a power broker in Hollywood. It's the kind of place where if you sue them, you take them on, you're probably going to get blackballed from that industry. Now, here's the thing, though. I think that Terrence can get blackballed and still be okay. I don't know what his financial situation is, but let me tell you how you can survive being blackballed. Take it from somebody who got blackballed from pretty much a lot of universities, because I was very pro-black. They don't like that. I'm kind of radical. I know these things. I own this. And I knew a lot of white universities don't want people like me around. They kind of want that other. If your blackness kind of fits into a box, like if I was like a really outraged member of the Democratic Party who talked about how racist Donald Trump was, they would probably understand that kind of blackness. But when I come in from the black nationalist Malcolm X-ish kind of like let's screw the Democrats and the Republicans point of view, they don't know what to do with that. They're very confused by that. But I'm not confused. I believe that black people should own we should own schools. I believe we should own businesses. We should educate our own children, create our own jobs, and support black owned businesses. I believe that independence is the key for black people. Now, some people may believe the solutions lie with the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. I don't. Some people may believe that the solutions lie with creating more jobs for black people. I don't. Some people believe the solutions lie with getting better schools in black neighborhoods. I don't. If those schools are being run by white folks, those schools are going to be as bad as the schools in Chicago, right? If you're working for bastards that are barely keeping you barely above broke in your income, then how's that going to build wealth? How are you going to build wealth with a job with just over broke, where you live in paycheck to paycheck? No, I want to go for the power. That's what I believe. And so, there's consequences for this. And so as a result of this, I would say that I was effectively blackballed from academia, despite the fact that I was the only African American on earth to get a PhD in finance in the year 2002. That is real. It was very hard to do, and I was very good at what I did. I was trained by the best in the world. But unfortunately, when you sort of stand up against a system, that system is not going to want to keep you. When Colin Kaepernick decided that he wanted to stand up against the NFL system, and then turned around and said, I want my job back, I said, no, bro, it don't work like that. They're not going to give you your job back. You'll be lucky if you get a settlement. They're not going to give you your job back. Like, you got to go create a league, brother. You got to go. You might have to go to Canada or something, but you can't go back into that system because the system is not built for people like you. It's nothing against Colin. It's just, it's a little bit delusional. It's delusional for us to think that we can really fight a system and depend on the system at the same time. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? Do you get what I'm saying? CAA is the system. That is the Hollywood system. That's they are so deeply entrenched that it's sick. I bet that they could probably get the governor on the phone anytime they want. So it's going to be really hard for them for Terrence to really fight CAA and expect to get opportunities in Hollywood like he got before. Their client roster, they have a very big list of high profile actors, directors, writers, etc. They have a lot of clout when it comes to Hollywood. They played a crucial role in the negotiating deals of movies, TV shows, music tours, sports contracts, etc. They're known for their ability to broker major deals, including film and production deals, record contracts, endorsement deals for their clients. Their influence extends to the negotiation of salaries, distribution rights, other critical aspects of the entertainment sports industries. Diverse operations beyond traditional talent representation. CAA's expanded into sports management, commercial endorsements, etc. They have global reach, strategic partnerships all over the place, a massive cultural impact, and they're deeply connected within the industry. So fighting CAA is a big deal. That's my point. Fighting CAA is a big deal. But here's the thing. CAA is part of that Hollywood mafia, right? Then they have rules. You break the rules, you get executed, you get whacked. Terrence will probably get whacked by Hollywood because of this lawsuit. But guess what? There's some other mafias out there too. I think that there's a nice little black mafia down in Atlanta. Tell me if you know what I'm talking about. Where they're making great movies, spending multi-million-dollar budgets. They have a massive, massive fan base. See, if you got the fans for your product, then you don't really necessarily need Hollywood. And I think Terrence is probably a guy who has a lot of opportunities outside of Hollywood, to the point that he's okay with taking on, Creative Arts Agency and dealing with the consequences of being blackballed by Hollywood. I'll be willing to bet you that Terrence, can fly down to Atlanta and do a Tyler Perry movie. I don't know. Or maybe he's connected with Will Smith's production company. I don't know. I don't know what Terrence has got going on. I know nothing about this man as a human being. I only know that he's filing this lawsuit. And I'd be willing to bet you that he's taking on this battle because he's got some backup. And I applaud it. I'm happy about it. I encourage him. I support him. And the reason I feel this way is because that's what you got to do. I mention to you guys all the time, the freedom ain't free. And so if you talk crazy to your boss, you better have another job on deck, or you better have your own business, or you better have plenty of money saved, or you better have something that's going to give you the ability to get what you need, because some people want freedom, but they're not in a position to demand it. Some people want equity, but you're not in a position to push for it. Some people want power, but you don't have a position of power. You're in a position of weakness. And unfortunately, bad economic culture trains us as Black people to put ourselves in a position of weakness. Many Hollywood actors, I go out to LA all the time. I know a lot of people in LA. In fact, in January, I'm going to do another event in LA. We're going to do a stock options event in LA. And one thing about LA that's really interesting to me about Black Hollywood is these are some of the most intelligent, most talented people that you've ever seen in your life. I'm not kidding. I did a movie one time or something. There wasn't even a movie. It was like a project commercial, something like that. And I reached out to my friend. I said, look, we ain't got no budget. Do you know anybody that wants to be part of a project? And literally dozens of people applied. All these talented people applied. I was like, they do know we don't have no money, right? And they're like, yeah, but they want to do it. They want to get the experience. They want to get on the resume. I was like, oh, great. So check this out. So I couldn't make it at the time that I agreed to make it. I was supposed to get there like maybe 11, and I couldn't get there till like 6. Okay, because I had stuff to do. I get there at 6. All these people, 50 people, were waiting for 7 hours for me to arrive. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? Like 50 people waited 7 hours for me to get there. I said, wow. I felt guilty. I felt really guilty. I didn't know they were waiting on me. I thought everybody would have just said, man, screw this guy. I got to go. But I had stuff to do. I had meetings and stuff. And it was weird. I was like, whoa, they must really be hungry. I respect anybody that's willing to make a sacrifice to get where they want to get to. And when I tell you that these were not scrubs, these people were talented. They were very attractive people. Like, you know, they look good on camera. They were dedicated to what they did. They were very flexible and creative. I mean, you know, so here's the thing, right? What unfortunately does not happen is that a lot of my friends in Hollywood don't understand that your talents can be applied to almost anything that you want to do. Those same skills that made you a great actor can make you a great salesperson. They can make you great at a lot of things. You can run a great business with some of the work ethic that they have, the intelligence, the planning, the ability to memorize all those lines. And instead, they get stuck in these crazy situations where they have to go to these auditions and literally sit there for like 4 hours with 500 other people to get one role, or just stuff that don't make no sense to me, like these little weird lottery tickets. And what are we waiting for? What are you in line for? What is the dream here? What's the big dream? Oh, I'm gonna be famous like so and so that I saw on TV. Well, let me tell you a little something about that. Let me tell you a little secret about that and about power. Okay, are y'all listening? Because I need you to go tell your cousin who wants to be a famous rapper or a famous actor or whatever. The game is rigged. The game is rigged. The game is rigged. The game is rigged. Did y'all hear me? Did y'all catch? The game is rigged. It's not. You see, they got you thinking that it's all about talent. Do you know how many A-lister actors and actresses I could probably name right now who got on a big name movie because they got on their knees and put something in their mouth that ain't supposed to be there? Do you know how many people there are like that? Do you understand? I'm not gonna call no names, but I'm talking about A-listers, the people that you say, oh my God, you're my hero. I want to be just like you. No, you don't. Not unless you're willing to take 15 minutes out of your day to, you know, tickle some old man's balls. Like, you think they got there because they were talented? No, they got there because they were willing to do the race to the bottom, and they won the race. And there they are sitting at the bottom. So money wise, you know, fame wise and all that, they look like they on top, but really they made a deal with the devil. Their soul is corrupted. And it's really unfortunate because a lot of people don't know that. You know, they got you thinking that it's all about talent. It ain't about talent. A lot of people, talking about big name people. There was a guy, an old Jewish guy who used to he liked black actresses, and what he would do is my friend was an actress, and she went through the ritual with him. He would take you around and impress you, and he would put famous people on the phone and say, oh, this is Halle Berry, this is blah blah blah, and you'd get to talk to these famous people and get all excited, like, oh my God, I'm gonna be the next whatever. And then after about so he took my friend. This happened to my friend. He took her to the Oscars. He took her to like this expensive restaurant that was like, $400 a plate or something that a poor black girl can't do. And then after about 3 weeks or something, after promising her the world, he sits at his desk and he pulls out his junk. He pulls out his junk and he's like, I can make all your dreams come true. All I need you to do is, just get me through the day every now and then, just once a month. That's it. And that was the trade-off that she was asked to make. And now here's the thing. See, here's the problem though. This is a pride issue. This story bothered me as a father, as a black man. I'm the father of an actress, little young, talented 13-year-old who's as pretty as a mama and loves to sing, loves to dance, loves to act. And I'm not having my child up there in LA tickling balls so she can get on TV. That's no, sir. No, buddy. That ain't happening. No. And so the conversations that she and I have is we talk about ways you will get the opportunity to express your talent without having to make those kinds of sacrifices. So first I talked to her about my honest experience with celebrities. I say mostly celebrities are degenerates. A lot of them are. You think that they're special because white people put them on TV. So you got to take them off the pedestal. They're no better than you. And then the second thing I tell her is, if you understand the business behind entertainment, then you can control entertainment. See, you got your daughter going to acting class and singing class, and you got your son going to football and basketball practice. They're not sending their kids to football and basketball practice. They're not sending their kids to acting and singing class. They're sending, what they're doing? They're sending their children to law school. They're sending their kids to business school. They're teaching their kids economics and business models and how to form an LLC when they're 10 years old. That's what they're doing. How do you think Clive Davis, the untalented man that he is, gets to sit next to Whitney Houston and Diddy and whoever else? All these really talented. He has sat next to some of the most talented black people on earth. And this man ain't got no talent. But you know what he knows how to do? He knows how to start a business and write a contract. That's what he knows how to do. So I talk to my girl. I say, look, let's go look at Tyler Perry. Let's figure out what Tyler got going on and understand his business model. And I'm gonna help you understand why Tyler Perry will never fall off. He will never get blackballed. He will never lose his career. His career will never be put to an end because he'll never fire himself. In the midst of all these Madea movies, which I do not watch. I talked to Tyler one time. He's a very nice guy. He gave me a great tour of his studio. I was very appreciative of that. I was very impressed. I think he's a wonderful human being. I don't like Madea movies. I'm going to be honest with you, but I like Tyler Perry. I don't like Madea, but I like Tyler a lot. And I am super impressed with the fact that he understands the game. He understands the game the way I want you and your kids to understand the game. This whole game, all Hollywood, power, all that, it's the people who write the checks. And maybe I see it more clear than other people because I study money. I have a PhD in money. So I see it. I see the financial power. And I need you to see that too. And I need you to understand that that's what Terrence is up against. He's up against institutional power that comes from the fact that you have a community that did a wonderful job of pulling together their collective economics and developing a culture that's centered around the advancement of their children over your children. That's what they did. And they did it well. So CAA is going to kick Terrence Howard in his ass. They're going to run that Negro out of town, jack him up, string him up, make him look like a damn fool. Scandals are coming. He will be on the cover of some magazine at some point in the near future for something inappropriate with some woman from 25 years ago. I guarantee it. I think Terrence can survive it because I'm sure Terrence has other things going on. The world has opened up a little bit. So being blackballed won't be the end of him. I think he's got a wonderful brand. I think he's a smart guy. It seems like he's going to be okay. But just understand that they didn't become as powerful as they are by being passive. Oh, they gonna whoop his ass. that's what I see. But I wish him the best. But so Terrence, if you see this, good luck, buddy. Good luck, pal. I hope you win. I hope you get all your money, dude. Anyway, I'm done talking. thank you all for hanging out with me late at night. I appreciate it. By the way, if you want to catch this podcast on Spotify, just look up my name, Boyce Watkins, on Spotify and Apple. Also, the 2024 Black Wealth Calendar is available. So if you want to make financial literacy part of your household and put it on your refrigerator for your kids and for your grandkids, stuff like that, or give them away as gifts, they make wonderful gifts. You can go to drboycebooks.com. Just search at the top, search for the word calendar, and you can find the calendar that way, drboycebooks.com. And also you can get copies of my book, The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power, as well as our financial flashcards for kids, things like that. These all make great gifts. So I hope you'll consider giving the gift that keeps on giving. Like, this is better than a toy. Right? Toys are nice, but they last like a couple months. Whereas if you give your kid or your grandkid just a little bit of financial literacy, or your cousin, your little brother, whoever, it'll make a big difference in their life. Because the stuff I'm telling you is 100% true. And we know what we're talking about over here in the Black Business School. So anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. And also, if you want to get started investing, someone said, how do I get started in real estate? We actually have two options that you can consider. Number one, if you want to just get free stuff from the Black Business School, you could text the word stock to 31996. We will send you our $5 a day investing plan. I'll send you a list of AI stocks that I really like. I'll send you my training, how to make money without working, as well as some other things. We send profit alerts of stocks that I like. Again, not investing advice, but it's stuff that I'm investing in myself. We did one just today. The profit alert was Costco. Costco stock is a stock that my family and I are invested in. And then also the other way you can get started is we do have a real estate investors group for beginners or advanced people that want to mingle and connect with other real estate minded people. And that is drboycerealestate.com. You can get a free trial in that program if you want to. We bring in real estate experts in commercial real estate, residential, everything else. All right, so let's see a couple more questions. Can we get the 2024 A, B, and C city and dates, please? Okay, so Rachel, we've got the city. The city is Chicago. It's going to be the suburbs, though. More likely Oak Brook. We're almost done making the deal. We don't have the exact date, though, yet, because we still have to work on laying that part out. But the city is going to be Chicago. It'll likely be in November. And so if you'd like to learn about the convention, and we are going to sell out. We usually sell out a couple months before the convention. You can go to allblacknationalconvention.com. So feel free to go take a look and you can see what's there. And in fact, actually on that platform, on the Shopify platform, you can actually be an affiliate. And if you want to bring a relative and sell tickets to the convention and make money for yourself, like if you've been there before and you really liked it and you want to bring relatives and stuff, don't just bring them. Like we'll share money with you. We'd love to go into business with you. So feel free to go to the store, go to Dr. Boyce Books or allblacknationalconvention.com, and there should be a link where you can be an affiliate and you can share your affiliate link and make that into a business for yourself. If you believe in what's going on here, I'd love for you to make money from this. I don't want you to just support me for nothing. I'd like for you to benefit as much as we benefit, because we love you and we will show love to you too. All right. So anyway, guys, have a wonderful day. Thank you very much for watching. And thank you for the comments, Rachel, about the Hardly Initiated podcast. I like those guys a lot. Actually, the guys from the Hardly Initiated podcast are former students in the Black Business School. And I did not know this, but they came up and they told me, they said, we'd like to have you on. And we started in the Black Business School, and now their podcast is just blown up and doing great things. And so I'm really happy when our people go out and kick butt and take names. So guys, shout out to them. Congratulations to them. All right. So have a good day, everybody. God bless you. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm, great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones too late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.